Yeah, and then after that, damn! Gas is $9?
Bro, no, that's the time. The gas is over there.
Oh, damn!
I just see the price going up as an indicator, like a precursor to inflation, and everything is going to go up as a result.
Not even trying to be that conspiracy theorist guy, but there is something going on with the fuel. They have to be watering the fuel down.
So again, what choice do we have? If we're taking a road trip to see family, you gotta have gas in the car.
Like, this gas that we're getting, gas is burning very fast. Like, I don't know if it's water. Like, what is this?
There's nothing on, but it's still moving.
So as I'm sure we all know, because we all need to get gas on a consistent basis, gas prices are rising every single day. And you know, this is just the cherry on top and the absolute last thing we need on top of the already increased cost of living and rising inflation that we've seen over the past few years. And gas prices don't just affect us at the pump, it's raising prices all across the board because almost everything we buy has to be shipped in on a truck. So whether or not you drive, this still affects you because we all still have to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, which come in on a truck. Maybe we also order from Amazon or other deliveries, which also uses a vehicle to get to us. But over the past few weeks, I've seen multiple videos of people claiming gas pumps are charging them for gas that they didn't even pump. Others are saying that their gas tank is emptying faster than it usually does. And we also saw something released from the EPA, which explains this very phenomenon. Starting off with people's firsthand experiences with these rising gas prices.
I got a 2019 Toyota Corolla. 2019 Toyota Corolla. You see that itsy bitsy teeny weeny urn up there? That's my mama. She died. It was her car. All right. She passed and the car was left to me. She been gone about 5, almost 6 years now. Since the day she passed, that car ain't got more than $10 to $15 out of me at a time. All right. I've always said, you're going to get $10, $15 out of me. You're going to take me where you can take me. And any place that you can't take me on $10 to $15, it's just obviously a place I don't need to go. Okay. Tell me why today I put $25 in and it ain't even hit half a tank. Didn't even hit half a tank. Like, on the rare occasion that I would put $25 in my tank, it would put me on almost full from empty. It would be almost on empty and it would take me almost to full. Now I'm putting $25 in the tank and it's not even half a tank. My mama didn't die for this. She didn't.
And you know, this is a common sentiment I've been seeing all over TikTok. Multiple people are saying that their gas is not lasting as long. Here's another clip on just how people are feeling about gas prices.
Usually I wait until my gas is like quarter or less, but because of the gas prices, I'm like filling it up when it's only like a quarter has gone down. So I'm just afraid of like having to fill it up and being like, instead of my usual like $40, it'd be like 60 or something.
They're very high. They're about 35%, 40% higher than normal.
It's a little bit crazy right now. I can feel the difference already. It seems like putting $10 into my tank seems like $20 now. That's a very big difference when you're going back and forth to work, honestly.
But it's only gonna get worse, so I'm just kind of also be conscious of trying to drive less.
There's some places where, I would like to drive, but I'm like, I don't really need to go there today or anything like that.
I just see the price going up as an indicator, like a precursor to inflation, and everything is going to go up as a result. We've been being told we only need to be in this war for 2 or 3 more weeks, for 6 weeks now. So I wish I trusted our government more and have done this with a plan and a purpose.
Somebody commented, $30 didn't fill my Honda Civic. Filling up a quarter 3 times is the same as filling up 3/4 once. What is her point? And somebody commented back, the prices are still rising, so she's just buying fuel more often when it's cheaper. And someone else said, more a cash flow thing till the next paycheck. And I too have this same line of thinking. I never understood why people would just go to the gas station and fill up like a quarter of a tank or a half a tank. I'm like, might as well just rip the Band-Aid off and fill it up when it's completely empty. That way you don't have to waste your time going back to the gas pump all the time. That's just my opinion, but this person who said that, she's trying to fill up while the price is cheaper does kind of make sense, but curious what you all think and what you all do. For a 2007 Honda Accord, ridiculous, and it shows she bought 12 gallons of gas and it was $64. And the next clip I found interesting is the comparison in gas prices from 1999 to 2026. And of course, gas is a commodity that fluctuates in price depending on what's going on in the world. So obviously we're in conflict with Iran, and that's why the price has gone up so much. But there's been other points in history where we've seen gas prices fluctuate, such as in 2020 during the pandemic and 2008 during the recession. So this is something that is pretty normal for them to fluctuate like this, but I do feel like the price is pretty insane at this moment, especially when we compare it to inflation. So here's the clip.
Right now, the average price for a gallon of unleaded gasoline is $1.25. Pretty steep. But if barrel prices do hit $30, watch out. That average could shoot up to $1.50. As early as last year, a gallon of gas was going for $1.
Now it's $4.19 a gallon.
The surge in gas prices has motorists making changes. Some have made a switch to a lower grade. Others have made a switch in lifestyle.
It's just less money that we have for like spending stuff. So not everybody's going to get a gift.
I have to break down on some of the trips I'd planned to take. I might think about having to catch the bus to go to work.
We don't like it, but again, what choice do we have? If we're taking a road trip to see family, you gotta have gas in the car.
And that's the thing, just as the last gentleman said in that clip, we don't really have a choice here. The US is very car dependent. There are very few cities where you can get around without a car that have great public transportation, but in most areas of the US, you do need a car to get to work, to run any errands, really to go anywhere, you need a car. Our public transportation is abhorrent, and often we don't have good bike lanes either. I personally have been riding my bike more, but I know that not everyone has that luxury. I don't need to go places that are very far away, which is nice. And also there are a lot of good dedicated bike lanes that are not even shared with cars near me. So that has been nice, but I know not everyone has that option. Maybe they live in a rural area or an area without good public transportation, or maybe the area is not safe for biking or riding your scooter or even walking. So most people don't really have a choice in the matter. They are forced to pay these prices and cut back on spending in other areas of their lives. And this is the top comment. $1.25 in 1999 is equivalent to $2.41 in 2025, by the way. This article is from April 16th, so it is very recent, and it says the national average hit $4.11 per gallon on April 15th, a steep 29.5% jump from a year ago, with double-digit increases in every state and metro. And then they compared prices from just a few months ago. So average monthly gas prices surged to $3.64 per gallon in March 2026. The average was $2.91 in February and $2.81 in January. So we are already at $4.11, up from $2.81 in January just 4 months ago. The highest states are, of course, California at $5.88 per gallon, Hawaii at $5.65 a gallon, and Washington at $5.39 a gallon. Oklahoma has the lowest average gas price, and that's $3.44 a gallon. Kansas is $3.51 a gallon, and North Dakota is $3.62 a gallon. So as we can see, the average US gas price on April 15th of this year was $4.11. If we take that $1.25 a gallon gas from 1999, it is $2.48 today. So the price has hiked well past inflation. Now, I'm not sure how I would react if this happened to me, but this woman pulled into a gas station only to find a not so nice surprise.
I think she just changed her price. Oh my God! She's changing the price! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Please stop! Please!
This woman was pumping gas only to find, to her dismay, that they are actively changing the price while she is pumping. And we can take a look at some of the comments. Me looking at them increasing the prices after I said I would get gas tomorrow. Welp, let me order me a Tesla. Mind you, just finally got my license and car. Are you joking me? Imagine being 16 years old, just got your license, so stoked you finally have some freedom, you get to drive around with your friends, and then you realize gas is this much money. Gonna ride the bike, gonna get a bus pass. This is not the time to start driving right now. Looks like the only road trip we're taking this summer is to work and back. And the creator responded, on a bike. My dad is a fuel dispatcher, and he said by the beginning of next year, gas prices will be at $12 a gallon. People were responding, I guess I gotta learn how to ride a bike. I'm about to buy a skateboard and some knee pads. Oh my word, I hope prices don't go to $12 a gallon, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But of course, the politicians are not telling us that. They're saying not to worry. Gas prices are going to go down by the summertime or end of summer, which I don't know. I'm not really that hopeful. I'm not really buying it, but here's what they said.
I'm optimistic that during the summer we will see gas with a 3 in front of it sooner rather than later. It's bank week here in DC, so I've been meeting with a lot of my Middle Eastern counterparts, the finance ministers, and they all say that once the straits are open, they can start pumping again within 1 week.
So not by summer, like Memorial Day, but maybe by Labor Day?
Again, I'm optimistic that sometime between June 20th and September 20th that we can have $3 gas again. And as I said this morning too, we are going to be watching the gas stations because they raise prices very quickly when the crude oil prices went up. We hope they'll bring them down just as quickly as crude oil prices have come down, which they've come down substantially just in the past 10 days.
We can just go straight over to the comments here. He's not comfortable lying, and it shows. When he says summer, he means years from now. And when he says gas will have a 3 in front of it, he means $30 per gallon, not $3 per gallon. He says he's optimistic, but he keeps shaking his head no and blinking really fast. By summer in what year? He didn't say this summer. He's worth $500 million. He doesn't care about gas prices. Summer's end is 5 months from now. He can't even convince himself. I'm optimistic I'll win the lottery. I also don't feel comforted by that fact or by that speech, and no one has a crystal ball. No one can tell what's going to happen in the summer months. As much as the government and these politicians want to promise us that things are going to go back to normal and prices are going to come down, no one can say for sure, but he definitely does not look confident in his response. Now, over the past few weeks, I've seen a lot more videos of people saying their gas is burning faster, and it seems a little odd. Like, why would the gas be burning faster all of a sudden? Is it just the fact that people are now paying more attention to their gas tanks since prices have increased so much? Or is the gas truly burning faster? Let's take a look at some of these clips and find out.
Not even trying to be that conspiracy theorist guy, but there is something going on with the fuel. They have to be watering the fuel down because my car, I watch my car, it's a pretty new car, and when it gets down to E or it tells me there's 80 kilometers remaining, that is always accurate. You know, it's pretty much kilometer to kilometer, super accurate. I'll drive 1,000 meters and it'll go down by 1, it'll say 79 kilometers left till empty. I've just driven 3 kilometers up the road. I know it's 3 kilometers because I run this way and I know how far I'm running. My car just went from having 80 kilometers to E down to 56. So 24 kilometers it's telling me that I've driven. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's to do with your fuel efficiency and how you're driving. No, I do this all the time. I know my car and I know that they are doing something to the petrol because that is not accurate.
I saw a TikTok about this and I thought it was ridiculous. I put $60 in my car this week. I normally do $40. I'm nearly at empty. My $40 normally lasts me 10 days. $60 is nearly gone in 6 days. It's burning way faster and doesn't smell as strong. My family thinks I'm crazy, but I said the same thing. I know my car. I grew up racing dirt bikes and I know what gas smells like. I'm realizing the same thing. I've been going to the gas station lately and I have not really smelled that gasoline smell. I know some people really like that smell. Some people hate that smell, but just think about if you've gone to a gas station recently, have you actually smelled the gas? Because I can't remember smelling it lately. Put $40 in the other day. My car said I'd get 200 kilometers out of it. I drove 95 kilometers and my fuel light was saying 40 kilometers remaining. Something isn't right. So she was supposed to get 200 kilometers out of her gas tank and she only got about 140 before her vehicle was empty. Definitely happening. I put $40 in my tank, did some errands, and I was on empty. That's not normal. I honestly thought it was just my car that was doing this. It's crazy.
We all know the gas prices are super duper high, right? But I don't know what's going on because yesterday I just filled up, and it cost me $62.15. I wish I kept the receipt to show y'all. Filled up my car. It's at the top half before the half mark on my car. Like, this gas that we're getting, gas is burning very fast. Like, I don't know if it's water. Like, what is this? $62.15 for me to be just before the half mark, and I keep looking at it because I'm like, what? I literally filled up yesterday.
Someone commented, go to Costco and get premium. It'll burn slower, better overall for your engine, and Costco doesn't tamper with its products to gain a little profit margin. They have too much to lose to do all that. And the creator responded, I'll be going to Costco tomorrow. I'm a Costco girl, love that place. I know a lot of people say it's not worth the money savings because you waste so much time in line, But if you go early in the morning or later on in the evening when it's not crowded, you just get to pull up to the gas pump, get your gas, and be on your way. So I love Costco. I pretty much always try to go there for my gas because it is cheaper and I feel like the quality is better too. My husband was a mechanic for 9 years and he thinks it's being cut with corn or something like E85. He's worried about what all our engines will look like in a few months. E85 type products are very harsh on the engine. They're doing something to water down the gas. I thought it was just me. There's absolutely no way he was able to drive 4 miles in 47 seconds in the middle of a town with a bunch of stoplights. Something's weird here. And this video got over 7 million views. How did you lose 4 miles worth of gas before you actually went a mile with your car? So who do we sue? Can we sue the whole United States? This is the first actual proof I've seen. I knew I wasn't tripping, oh my gosh. I was driving and it said 300 miles. Not even 30 seconds later, it dropped again to 224 miles. I was livid. I swear, and it doesn't even smell like gas anymore. Watered down gas. Maybe this is why my car is having issues now. So right now, this all seems like speculation, but at the same time, multiple people are complaining about the same thing. So what is actually happening? This video explains what is going on. There is a reason for this madness.
Everybody saying that their car fuel is burning faster is actually right. It was just released a few days ago, I believe, that they're going to start putting more ethanol in the gas, so your full gas tank is not going to last as long. Now, I guarantee they're already doing this because I and many other people on TikTok that I've seen are already complaining that their full gas tank isn't lasting as long as normal. So it turns out we're not crazy. They are screwing us over.
2 federal agencies are taking steps in response to higher fuel prices. One of them is the Environmental Protection Agency. Today, the EPA announced it will allow gas stations to sell higher ethanol fuel temporarily this summer in hopes of bringing down gas prices. The slightly cheaper blend is usually reserved for winter because it evaporates easily in the summer heat and makes air pollution worse. Separately, the U.S. Postal Service says it's placing a temporary 8% price hike on some deliveries effective next month to cover higher fuel costs. The post office will join other carriers like FedEx and UPS that have already imposed fuel surcharges.
The comments say, "We knew it," and they called him crazy for saying the gas was being watered down. Here's the evidence. If they're announcing it now, they're already doing it. Higher ethanol equals worse MPG. It's not really a savings. So we were right with the meme of Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction looking so annoyed. So we're paying more for less. More ethanol and gas means more trips to the pump. Ah yes, cutting corners instead of fixing the actual problem. So it will evaporate in the summer heat, yet the price will still be sky high and the gas will be leaving your tank at a faster rate. How does this help anyone but the oil companies? Now, in the midst of this, unfortunately, it does get worse. People are reporting getting charged for gas that they didn't actually pump. So they're not even holding down the button that pumps the gas, and the ticker just keeps increasing in price.
It's running very slowly. It's not on. There's nothing on. But it's still moving.
This is the 4th video I've seen of this happening. What's going on? This is the 8th video I've seen today. This is the 5th video I've seen. So we are seeing multiple videos on TikTok with this same exact problem. Here's another one here. This is like the third video I've seen. Different states and different gas stations. So just imagine how long they've been doing this. Call Weights and Measures now. And multiple people are commenting to call Weights and Measures Division. That's super illegal. Reports to Weights and Measurements immediately. So they're charging us for air. We are getting scammed by everything. Now, I don't want to jump to the fact that we are for sure getting scammed, but I do want everyone to be aware when you're at the gas pump. Be cognizant of how many gallons you're getting, how much it's charging you. Check to see if you don't press anything, if the pump is charging you, because I think a lot of us take it for granted. We think that this pump is calibrated correctly and we are not getting overcharged, but this could very well be happening to so many of us without us noticing. It could be an honest mistake. It could be that the pump is faulty, but what's funny is how come the glitch never undercharges us? We never get any free gas. That is the one thing I find interesting. But if this does happen to you, definitely submit a complaint with Weights and Measures. They constitute the regular system of standards used to ensure accuracy and equity in commercial transactions. The system protects consumers and businesses. It verifies accuracy in scales, gas pumps, scanners, and package labels, promoting fair competition and trust. And the way to report this is you can go to nist.gov, you can click Contact Us, and it looks like there is a form that you can fill out to report this as an issue. And so somebody from Weights and Measures will come out and check that pump and make sure it's calibrated and ensure that no one else is getting overcharged. I wanted to finish off this video with a clip of politicians just completely contradicting themselves. They twist their words in order to fit the current narrative that they are pushing. And this is not to attack one side or the other. I think that, here in the US, we do have a two-party system. And unfortunately, you kind of have to pick between one. And it kind of feels like you're picking the lesser of two evils. So this is not meant to be a political jab at anyone. It's just meant to show how they can contradict themselves at the drop of a hat.
Think of that. Would you like to have $1.84 a gallon instead of $4?
Gas prices today, they hit $4.
We're $4, yeah, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months.
But Americans are feeling the effects in the interim.
And they're also feeling a lot safer.
Gas prices are through the roof and people are now waiting in line. Prices have dropped dramatically. And look, I know we've seen a blip right now.
I watched this growing up. I watched my mom, who didn't have much money. When prices of things went up, like gas, it impacted her ability to do what she cared about.
I grew up in a poor family, so I know this impact on gas and food prices, all that is really impacting people, and my heart goes out to them. But the president is doing the right thing. It's better to make sure we are not going to be destroyed by a nuclear weapon.
Gas prices have risen 40% since President Biden took office. That takes a tremendous toll on family budgets.
Things will start to stabilize, Dana. You'll start to see those gas prices come down to a more normal range.
Americans are not joyful when they go to the gas station. If you think gas prices are high now, give the Ayatollah a nuclear weapon to terrorize the region, to threaten the streets of Hormuz. He will control gas prices forever.
The price of gas in my neighborhood was $1.78 a gallon. It shot up during the Biden administration to well over $5 and $6 a gallon in some parts of our nation.
There may be some sacrifices to be made at the pump on a temporary basis.
Do you think Americans are willing to make that sacrifice?
I think the people in my district are.
We can just go straight over to the comments. I feel less safe and more broke. Billionaires don't have a clue how much gas or groceries cost. He doesn't care because he doesn't have to buy gas. I've never felt less safe in my entire life. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment down below a dog emoji so I know you watched the whole thing. And if you don't want to wait for my next upload, you can go ahead and check out this video right here on the screen. But thank you guys again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.